with. Number three, active listening. The practice of active listening is listening to understand, not to respond. It's a practice for a reason. This is not something that's easy for people to do, especially if it wasn't modeled for them growing up, right? So, what it looks like is if someone is expressing themselves to you, you don't wait until they're done talking just so that you can say exactly what you've been waiting to say the whole time, right? It's you're actively listening to exactly what they're saying. Okay, so that made them feel that way. Okay. So, when they are done speaking, your response is very different, right? It's more validating, right? So when you come back into that conversation, you say, okay, I hear you. Okay, I see what you said. I'm sorry that it made you feel that way, right? Especially if it has something to do with you. Hey, I that wasn't my intention. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I made you feel that way, right? That's active listening. And then from there, you can build. But if the whole time that they're speaking to you, you're not actively listening and you're just picking the pieces you want to use so that you can rebuttal, that's not going to get you very far. That's going to spiral the conversation somewhere else. Active listening has been an incredibly helpful tool in my relationship and honestly in every relationship that I have. Number cuatro, avoid using the term you always in your relationship. Here's why. Telling your partner that they always do something is exaggerated, and exaggerations are oftentimes not true. But most importantly, it shuts down conversation because now your partner's thinking, well, what about that time that I did this? And what about that time that I did that? And now the conversation turns into the frequency of the situation versus the feelings, right? What's the actual problem at hand? It also reinforces negative patterns instead of breaking them. It makes your partner feel like they're in this fixed role, which makes it harder for them to grow. And it makes it harder for you to see when they're trying. Number five, lead with curiosity. Leading with curiosity is so important when you're having a hard conversation because if your partner comes to you and they say, look, you're stressing me out buying all these Amazon packages, instead of you responding, being offended, right? You're like, what do you mean? I should be able to order whatever I want, right? Instead of answering that way, you could be like, wait, well, why is this stressing you out? And they say, well, it's stressing me out because we're trying to save this much and da 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 da. And I feel like, and now you have your answer. So now you can respond to that. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, let me tell you, actually, I saved for this. Or maybe you are spending a little recklessly and your partner has to hold you accountable. But now you're having a more intentional conversation.